butterflies. How y'all doing tonight? I had to come out here and talk to y'all for a little while tonight. Because, I like to talk about things that really matter sometimes. And not always serious topics. Sometimes we do a lot of things. We go from humor to education, inspiration, motivation. We talk about anything and everything over here. But I saw something tonight that I wanted to talk about over here. And I might not get a lot of people in on this conversation because it don't seem like nobody's concerned about what's going on in the world that's going to affect you and you and you and me. Okay? So I might talk to myself, I might not, but I'm going to talk about it. Because that's in my spirit. I think it needs to be in somebody else's spirit over here tonight too. All the drama is fine and good. It brings views and people like that. But I'm talking about something that's in less than 2 months from now. It's going to change everybody's life, everybody's lifestyle. So you can't say over here chatting with Ms.V that I did not tell you so. So has anybody seen what the new president-elect is trying to do? He talked about it when he was running. Oh, where my Trump people at? I need y'all up in here tonight, okay? I need you in here to explain this stuff to me. Hey, everybody coming in. So he's talking about a 25% tariff. Do you know what a tariff is, first of all? Can anybody tell me what a tariff is? Do you even know what it is? And you sit there and you voted for him. But you obviously didn't listen to what he was saying. Okay? I guess you'll hear him now. It's going to be like Verizon. Do you hear me now? Okay? He said he wants to impose. Now, he said this during the election. He wanted to impose a 25% tariff on all goods coming in from Mexico and Canada. That's your bordering states. One down at the bottom, on the other side of the Gulf of Mexico, one just above the United States. Do you have any idea how many goods and services that come into the United States from these two countries? One above, one just underneath, across the water, the Gulf. I kept listening to him over and over again. And I kept saying, you're telling us that the economy is going to be better, bigger and better under you. But for those of you who don't know what a tariff is, it's no more than a tax on goods and services that's coming in to the United States from these two countries he's talking about. He's using it as a border leverage because his big thing in the campaign, for those of you who listened to him, was border control. He hit Kamala upside the head, bam, 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 every time because she was the border czar. Remember? Okay. She wasn't the president. She was vice president. Okay. So we have cars coming in from Mexico. We have food coming in from Mexico. So you say you're going to stop. You're going to close the border down. You're going to keep all the illegal aliens, quote unquote, out. And you're going to stop all these drugs like fentanyl and all these other drugs that's coming in out. So you're going to use a 25% tariff on goods coming in. Okay. Good luck on that. Because you and me as the consumers, we're the ones that's going to pay for the tariff, people. See, it really annoys me how people don't get when people are talking what they're really saying. Yeah, everything Aqua Blue is about to increase because there's billions of dollars of trade that come between Mexico, billions of dollars of trade that come between Canada. You get food. Most of your fruits and vegetables are coming from overseas, from Mexico, coming into Arizona. Mhm. So the people there should be really, really concerned about it. But it's going to affect the whole United States. We don't get a lot of our fruits and vegetables from our own country, which we should be doing. What was wrong with the Florida oranges back in the day? That's the oranges I grew up on. They can't produce no oranges no more. I grew up on a farm. My father supplied plenty vegetables, not a lot of fruits, vegetables to A&P, Safeway, and Piggly Wiggly, which were the grocery stores back then in the day, among many other farmers down there in Louisiana. But our vegetables were organically grown. You put them in the ground. You know, the sun came down and the Lord watered them. We have no irrigation system. Hmm. Now, no fertilizer on them. But now we got to go across the country, out the country, and get them and bring them in. Okay, so both countries have benefited because they sold them to us, right? Y'all need to follow the story of what is being said out here and what's being done. So Ford, I know, is one. They make car parts in Mexico and Canada. No cars hardly since Detroit is gone now for the car industry. Most of your cars, a transmission can be made in one country. A motor can be made in another country. Windshield wipers can come from another place. Every part on a car can come from, by the time the car is finished and assembled, can come from 7 or 8 different places. Well, if he chose to put a tariff on each one of these countries that this car part is going through until it's finally assembled, you could start off with a $40,000 car, what it costs today. But by the time all these tariffs are put on it, which is no more than a tax that the country is going to have to pay, somebody going to have to pay for it. So the car price is going to have to go up from $40,000 to probably $50,000. That's $10,000 more over 5 years. Maybe even more. My credit union goes 10 years, depending on how much the car costs. We are going to eat up. The working class tax-paying people are going to eat this. He did it when he was in there before. Guess you didn't pay that no attention. Around 2017, yeah, he was doing it with aluminum and steel back then. But you didn't see that, right? Okay. So there's Ford making car parts in different places. They don't just make their car here in the United States just because it's an American car. Kia, GM, Honda, those for sure are made in different places and assembled in one place and then brought here to different dealerships and they're sold here. That's why cars cost different things depending on where that car part is coming from. Mm-hmm. All right. So you also have concrete that's going to come out of Canada. You got lumber that's going to come out of Canada. And I heard the Canadian, I guess they call him president over there too. I don't know if he's a prime minister or president of Canada, but whatever they call the leader of their country. He said on the news that they are nice people, but basically they ain't putting up with it because they don't have to. All right. You also have aircraft parts. It costs megabucks, millions that are built in other places. You think Boeing just makes all their aircraft here in the United States? Every part. You're wrong again if you thought that. You got parts that's coming in or supplies that's coming in for the homes you live in. So now your homes are going to go. You got to have concrete for the house, don't you? If you building it on a slab. Now, if you building it up off the ground, you still got to have a foundation. It's got to be on wood. So that's coming mostly out of Canada. Where we get some wood from? We done cleaned up all the wood we had here and made concrete cities across America. Houston was a swamp. It's no longer a swamp. It's a concrete city now. It's very few trees here. They plant trees in subdivisions here because they cut them all down. The trees that we have here are not even worth leaving in the yard. All right. So when people have to pay more, maybe then they will get it. Maybe it will become a concern then. Just maybe Ms.V's life might not be so interesting to somebody at that point. You don't think you're paying enough at the grocery store for groceries now? Well, let him slap that 25% tariff on there. And you won't be eating no more vegetables and you won't be eating no more fruits. Better try to get you a tree and grow your own. Hope it hurry up and mature fast. You better get your flower bed, get them shrubs out of there, and you better put you some vegetables in there. Mm-hmm. I heard him when he said the most beautiful word in the dictionary was tariff. Did you not hear what I heard? So I guess a lot of people weren't listening to what he was saying. They was too busy with his entertainment of him dancing around the stage and walking off the stage and all the little antics that he brought about. You should have been listening because I heard it all. And I told you, that's why I said, no, wait, I can't. I'm not willing to pay more, but I don't have a choice now. But for those of you who put him in there, y'all can come help me. And the many rest of us who really ain't going to be able to afford all of this stuff that's going down. All right, so we took a $40,000 car and we sent it to all these different countries, or the parts came in from all these different places and it was assembled. So now it's a $50,000 car. You don't think cars cost enough as it is? Huh? And one little fender bender and they wiped out. They gone. Because the parts are so cheap now. Basically, you're replacing everything on the car if you have an accident now. Whereas back in the day, you rebuilt that car. Cost too much money to do that, according to the insurance. Or just put a whole new side on it. You don't think that costs more? And the labor involved? Oh, okay. Once you wreck, you'll understand that. When my car was backed into, they put a whole new front and a whole new side fender on it. Ain't no bondoing no more. They don't do that. And if you don't take it to a reputable person, especially when it's sitting on the front, on the engine part of the car, you're going to have some problems later because they're going to miss something. Or either that adjuster's going to come out and he's going to say, oh, that didn't happen in an accident. I know, because I had to fight with them about some things that was messed up on my car. My car wasn't even quite a year old when it was hit. Backed into. Okay. So Canada does about $600 billion worth of trade with the United States. Put a 25% tariff on $600 billion. See what number you come up with. Hold on. I think I'm frozen here. I'm going to come in and speak to y'all in just a minute. But I had to come out here and just bring this to your attention. It's a little late now because, like I say, in 2 months, I think by summer, we'll all see a big difference. And inflation is supposed to go down. Well, you should have known better than that. How you going to bring inflation down like that? And look who he's putting on his cabinet. Elon Musk. You think he need money? Don't he own Tesla? I ain't seen nobody broke, busted, and disgusted that's working an everyday life on the cabinet. The people he want to nominate for the cabinet, they don't need no money. They don't care nothing about you or me. You didn't see that coming. You didn't see who was contributing to his campaign. Wow. So most of Canada's stuff is coming in through energy and cars. That's the main trade with them. Energy and cars. So you're happy about that too. You should be. If you pull that level for him, you should be. So I just thought, we could have talked about Diddy, but how in the hell is that gonna help us? That's just conversation. That's just entertainment. Ain't nothing new going on with that. Yeah, he might get out of jail and he might not. I mean, does it really matter? If you ain't Hollywood and you ain't caught up in it, it shouldn't even matter. And Elon is running things, Ms.V, because he paid for him to win the election. Exactly. That's where the bulk of his money came from. Then he made a little statement that he wish he would go home. I'm sure he does wish he would go home now because you got your hands in that man's pocket. You got to do what that man say. You see, y'all let money rule the stuff. You ain't thinking about the people. That's why when all these people was running around talking about Trump, 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 and I'm like, oh my God. I guess if you had millions or billions like these people do, it wouldn't matter. But you don't. I predict it'll be the worst recession we've ever gone through in my lifetime, since I'm older than most. The 80s got bad, but I think it'll be much worse before it gets better. Because his hands are in too many pockets. We don't know his connection with Putin. Mm-mm. He already negotiated behind the scenes and he ain't never stepped foot in office yet. How you gonna come up and say all this stuff about the tariffs and you haven't even sat at the desk yet? You prepared for a thing? We all better be prepared for it. No joke. Do you see how all of these companies, Walmart, going out of business? Over 700 stores in the state of Texas. And you're not worried. You're concerned about somebody else's life and how they look and what they got and what you don't have. Okay. All right. So, like I said, cars are built in many, many places and then assembled, and trucked in here, shipped in here, however they come in here, from wherever they come. They're going to sit on that lot for a long time, which means dealerships are going to go out of business, especially small businesses. I see a lot of small businesses here in the Houston area. They're going out of business just through construction. People can't get to them, and they're having to close their doors. It's construction all up and down 45. 45 carries you straight all the way into Dallas. On this side, from Houston, South Houston, all the way back to Galveston, businesses are suffering. Exits are closed. You cannot get over to the other side unless you carry your ass almost into Houston and turn around and come down the other side. I just don't know what the world is going to. So understand that one car can come from many different countries, and a tariff can be put on each one of those parts coming into the U.S. because you got many of them, at least 7 or 8 times. A tariff is no more than a tax on a car. I keep trying to tell you what a tariff really is. He never explained it to you. Nobody never bothered to really go and look it up. I never heard nobody come out and explain it. Canada provides a lot of our raw goods. Fruits, vegetables, they all come from Canada and Mexico into the U.S. Tariffs have been known to start trade wars. I told you, Canada is not about to just lay down and let you run over them. That man came out today and said, we're very polite, we're very reasonable, but we will not lay down and let y'all walk over us. Where's Tajisti? I need her in here, my little Canadian friend. So then I was reading on and it talked about how the red states, think about what we get from those red states that voted for him. Your ketchup is coming from Tennessee. Your oranges, what few we do grow here, come from Florida. Where does your whiskey come from? Tennessee and Kentucky. What are those states? Red states. Of course they're going to put him in. So if you voted for him, why did you put him in? What did he say that would make you put him in there? Did he tell you anything that he was going to particularly do for you? Did he tell you your housing was going to come down? New home prices were going to come down? He only talked about that border, the drugs coming in and the illegal aliens coming in. He told you about them tariffs. I can't say he didn't say that because he did. I listened to him very carefully. When he was in there the last time, he put tariffs in there. But they were lifted on the autos the last time. Y'all don't remember when the tariffs were on the autos the last time and car prices were jacked up so high? Y'all don't remember the gas embargo we had the last time when people was trying to get up off them big SUVs and they were sitting all over the car lots? And people were trying to get in the smaller cars because gas prices had gone up so high. Who was in office? Guess you forgot, huh? So 2 months down the road, we'll see. 4 years later, I'm going to be an old woman. And you think it's going to bother me? I ain't going to care what the car costs. My little hoop out there going to be paid for. The driving I'm going to be doing ain't going to matter. But for some of you, you're going to see. You're going to see exactly what you got in there. If you didn't learn the first time, you will learn this time because it's already in bad shape. It was left in bad shape from him. Biden inherited a mess that ain't no way he could have straightened it out. But he inherited everything was good. Okay, how you feel about Obama? He left America in good shape when he left out of office. We didn't have no COVID that somebody was running around talking about it was a hoax. It wasn't real. And all them humps in the ground today. Whose watch was that on? Just asking. There's no economic reasons he has given you. He's using all of this as trade leverage. People, y'all better wake the hell up. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Because your life as you once knew it, footloose and fancy free, running from restaurant to restaurant, don't you see how them prices in the restaurant have gone up? If you ate out every day in the past, that's a thing of the past. It's already going up extremely high. Restaurants here in the big city of Houston are closing down too. Oh, I'm watching it all. How it's just unfolding right in front of my eyes. Houston ain't never had a problem. Even when time was bad, people were leaving the north, the west, the east, everywhere coming down here because they were steady building, steady hiring people. People were making a mint leaving the California area, selling them little bitty homes, the little cracker box homes for millions, coming to the Space Center Houston and getting a $200 or $300 house that was better than $1 million house they were living in and pocketing the rest of the money. 700 to 800,000. How do I know? They were coming to me, either in my barber shop or my beauty shop, and they were transferring in to Space Center Houston. That was the bulk of my clientele. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I just want y'all to be aware of what the world order is, what it's looking like. It ain't looking too good to me. I don't hear nobody out here talking about it. He in there now, and it's just gone. You're not even keeping up with what he's doing before he even gets there. So you'll be in for a big surprise. I'm not. Mm-mm. Not at all. If I have to go back to the farm and live on the land, it ain't gonna bother me. I done lived my best life. I'm gonna go back there and live my best life again. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I ain't gonna worry about nothing. I'm gonna have a small town mind. Mm-hmm. With a tiny home that's paid for. And live out my days happily ever after. And I ain't gonna care what's going on in the world. Because I don't have to. Mm-mm. What I be doing is doing something I've never done. Watching TV. Mm-hmm. Going to the little mall if they got a little mall still there. Might be, might not be. I'll learn to order online if I need something. I don't eat that much, it's just me. I know how to plant my little stuff in the garden. I don't have to have meat. We got fruit trees on the property. I can go out there and pick me a plum. I'll be fine. Will you? Wow. Let me see what y'all saying here. Hold on. It's just crazy to me. That whole situation. I was like, how do these people sit up here and anyway, how you doing this evening, Miss Joy? What's up, Dixie Red? You here, Elaine? Thank you. I appreciate that. Pastor Thomas, come on in. God bless you all. Exactly. Because that's the only person gonna be able to save us. We're gonna probably need 2 fish and 5 barley loaves to feed a multitude of the women and the men and the children, Pastor Thomas, before it's over with. We're gonna learn how to fish. Hope that the water out there is not too polluted where the fish kill us. Things are just bad, bad. He gonna have to step in and save us. Or take us, one or the other. But welcome. I'm glad to see you in here tonight. Hey, Aqua Blue. Royalty Queen, how's it going? Good evening, Miss Betty. I sound a little bit better tonight. I went out and I bought me some more honey and some more tea. How you doing, Miss Betty? Called alive? Yes, you did. But you be catching them replays, and I appreciate that. What's up, Jersey girl? Peace and blessings to you. What's up, Sting? Good evening, Miss Audrey. Hey, Lynette, how you doing? What's y'all's comment? What do y'all think? What are y'all prepared to do? That's what I'm looking for. Everyone, please tap that like button and thank you. How you doing, Shatika? Always blessings. Right back to you and the chat. Can't speak individual, frying me some ribs. I had those about a year ago, Sting. They were actually pretty good. But the little place I got them from down in Lamarck, they closed down. They only survived a year. But they made some good food. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. Aqua Blue is saying, shit, it's about to increase. Yeah, everything is. Anytime you playing with tariffs, consider it a tax. And yes, it will increase. Now, whether he's bluffing, because he's a good negotiator, and he could be pandering to people to get them to do what they gonna do. But I don't think Mexico gonna fall for it, because when he said he was gonna build that wall and Mexico was gonna pay for that wall, did it happen? Uh-uh. Is the wall finished? Whose watch was that on? Just asking. Canada's president has already come out and said they nice, they're reasonable, but you're not gonna walk over them. Okay. I seen today a lot of people who voted for him regret it now. Too late. It is. You didn't listen. Trump is a filibuster. He is a businessman, but he's a corrupt and also a businessman that has lost more times than he's won. He just happens to be in with the right people who pick him up every time because he's a great negotiator. But look how many times he's filed for bankruptcy. So is that really a great businessman? It's questions in my mind. Maybe y'all can answer, especially those who voted for him. Aqua Blue is saying nothing. Good evening, Vanessa. How you doing, sweetie? Hey, my Carla. Good evening. Carla, you've been really quiet. You've been coming in speaking, but you haven't been really making very many comments. Glad to see you in here. I know I seen where you've been working really, really hard. Okay. Everybody speaking to you, Carla. Nadarcio. Good evening. How are you? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Jersey Girl says it's game over. Pretty much. And then now, with all of this going on, no job is ever secure when you got that much going on and when prices are that high. And don't look for no raise, because there ain't going to be no money to give you no raise. Remember, the companies have to pay their share of the taxes too. Elaine is speaking to you, Pastor Thomas. Dunlap Manufacturing Plant in Tonawanda, New Mexico closed earlier this month. They are moving it to Japan. See what I'm saying? But just look back 20 years ago, even 30 years ago. All the cars were coming out of Detroit, Motor City. Look at it now. Look how the city went down too. Ain't no employment. People got to move around. Vanessa, teach Ms.V. They're not listening, so it don't even matter. You speaking facts, Ms.V. I'm going down to North Carolina and get me some of that growing food. Yeah, you better come on down to the South. At least we got good land that will grow good crops down here. We got the right type of soil down here. But the problem is, will the farmers, today's farmers, be able to grow it and sell it to local food supplies and chains like my father did? Or will they still keep dragging it in from Mexico and Canada and putting tariffs on it, so when it get to you, it's so high you can't afford to buy it? That's the big question. Audrey saying, come on, Royalty Queen, come on down to North Carolina. All right. Yes, ma'am, I know you do. I have family there too in my retired Hold on, y'all. Still dealing with this cough. A lot of people retire in the north, east, and west and come to the south. It's easier living. It always has been. It's always been cheaper to live here. Got more land mass. So you don't have to be jumbled up on your neighbor. Like you open up your window and it's almost like you opening up your window in your neighbor's home. Houses are not all jammed up on each other. Lately, they've been building them a little bit closer, but still, you got more room than you have in most major cities anywhere else in the country. All right. We will be ready for you, RQ, when you, okay, Royalty Queen, when you come. Yeah, you will be welcome in the South. People are very, very hospitable still here in the South. We starting to do some crazy stuff like, California's always been the first to come out with the kind of weird stuff. When I was in Portland, that was called a weird city. Stuff I had never seen before, and people were looking different, like they were aliens or something. I don't know. I'd never been to a place like that. And Elon is running things, Ms.V, because he paid for him to win the election, and he did. And he is going to have a cabinet position. And a lot of more of his cronies are going to be in there. He got a lot of black votes from black men this time also. They weren't happy putting a black woman in there. But it's okay. It's okay. They're going to see what they voted for. He's trying sick of him now, but he needed Elon to help win. Yes, he needed that money. I read how much money Elon gave him. It was millions. Yeah. And does he need any money? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He used Elon's plans throughout his campaign and did. I read a lot of what he was saying came from Elon, what he wanted to do. Elon got his own cross-eyed bear even with his own family. His daughter is I don't know if she's transgender now, but that's the direction she was going in. And they don't even get along. She don't want nothing to do with her own daddy. He ain't no different from none of the rest of us other than he has money. You knew it was coming. You could see the handwriting on the wall. This man, I kept saying, he's talking a lot, but he's not telling you anything. Has anybody read the 2025 plan? Nobody never came in and wanted to talk about it. I guess nobody really saw it. It was one content creator out here, and that was Tangela. She was working for Kamala in Florida, and she was bringing it out. That's the first and the only person I heard out here in this whole sector talk about that 2025 plan. There's a lot of stuff in there. And I ain't seen none of it that was going to benefit me. So I just kept telling myself, well, it ain't really your worry. It's 70 years old. Why are you concerned about it? Ain't none of these younger people concerned about it. So I just sit back and I just watched. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what we're going to be saying, all of us. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to learn to call on him. For real, for real. Lord, are we going to have to do like the Flintstones? Oh my God. Pretty much. I might have to get me some new knees to get around. Preach, I work at a tractor factory. 30% of the parts are outside the USA. Most of them are coming in for automobiles and tractor parts and everything else. Zuba, welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. So here's somebody here testifying that I ain't just out here making this stuff up. It's fact. So what if he put a 25% tariff on that? Then people are not going to be able to afford to buy the same tractor parts like they did before. So if they can't use their tractor, then what do? They go back to hand. Like in the beginning when they use labor in the fields. We will be riding bikes if you can afford one. Hopefully the bike parts don't come from other countries. That's the problem. When we became global and we started trading with other countries, all of this should have been taking place or settled at the time of the negotiation with what parts you were getting from what place. But it's like we just became global overnight, and nobody has really dropped a lot of tariffs on us because we don't really send a lot of stuff out the country. We buy a lot of stuff from other countries. That's the big difference. Federal jobs are about to get cut out as well. Now that would be the second time that happened. That you remember when federal workers, that was a lady that lived next door to me when we were living in DC, that got laid off, and that lady was laid off for almost 3 months. And she was a federal worker in DC. Y'all don't remember that? That's been about going on 5 years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. It was right before I came back to Texas. She was moving out one day and I was like, where you going? She was like, I gotta go live with my sister. I still got a job, but I ain't making no money. It's like, whoa. Yeah, Jesus gonna have to take the wheel. Sharon says she remembers that. Jersey Chica, how you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. I saw you, I think in Zay's chat. No, you were on a panel I saw not too long ago. I just happened to go over to a channel, and you came up there. I remember your name, and there was a guy up there, and there was a woman that was a content creator, and y'all were talking about the TD Jakes thing over there. Welcome to Chatting with Ms. V. I just happened to remember seeing your name. Aqua Blue Dick Gregory said this would happen. Dick Gregory been on it. Years and years he's been on it. Yes. Miss Sharon is saying, you're right. Jersey Girl is praying. We're going to need to pray. We're going to learn to pray. Huh. Amen. He sure did that, Miss V. Okay. Hey, Riri, how you doing? Jersey Chica, yes, ma'am. Hey, Dina, how you doing? Is that Deborah or Deborah? Speak. Welcome to Chatting with Deborah McKay, homegirl. Let's stepped off in the building. How you doing, homie? I was supposed to come to Monroe, leaving tomorrow. But Deborah, you hit me how I'm all hoarse and everything. I was coming to my niece's house, Shantae. This is my classmate, friend, and homegirl that stepped off into the chat tonight. Welcome, Deborah. I'm glad to see you, darling. Come on in. Speak. Yeah, it's getting real. I'm thinking about coming back to the farm, Deborah, if it get any worse than what it's getting. I ain't finna stress myself out. No. Hey, Tashay's. Blessed to you also. Content creator, Tashay's Unpredictable World. Yes, ma'am. Us too, we have land in Lufkin. Okay, and we still have the big house. Baby, better have something to go back to. Things don't work out for you. This will teach us how to live together too, as Black people. We are the only ones, I've said it over and over, that do not know how to live together. You're snatching from here, snatching from there, and this is mine, and that ain't yours. It ain't gonna matter. If it's a bar of soap and you cut it in half, and I give you half, and I take half, it might go down like that before it's over with. It's just sad. Hey, Princess, have you seen Princesses from Canada? Do you call him president in Canada? I saw him earlier, very nice looking, very young man, was talking about how nice y'all were and how reasonable y'all were, but ain't no way he gonna fall down and let Trump bring no 25% tariffs over to Canada. So I was like, well, it just ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta go get a charger. I just saw where I don't know how long I got. Um, keep talking, y'all. Let me run in here and get a charger. I came in here this evening. I had gone down to Miss Margaret's house and got the Christmas stuff for us to put up, and I'm like, man, I can't even get it out the car. I've been on the run all day long. I got my fingerprints done, and then I called her to see if she was at home, and I left from her house, went out to the storage, and them mosquitoes out there in the country, baby, they was tearing a new butt. I'm like, man, okay, I had 15%. Let me get out of this country, because there was some great big old mosquitoes, and I still got webs and bumps on me. Uh-uh. But I got the Christmas stuff, so after I clean up the living room and the kitchen, I'll start in here tomorrow and work my way out onto the balcony. And we'll put up our Christmas decorations over the Thanksgiving holidays. Okay, let me see. I think I froze again. And did. I don't know why this thing is freezing up like that. Let me hold on. Give me a minute. I don't want to miss nobody's comment. I think I'm right here. Jersey Girl, they maybe sticker wasn't even at my district. I had to go get it and bring it back. That was a whole different town. Okay. What's up, Ramona J? How you doing this evening, sis? Jersey Girl is saying, listen to Miss V. They ain't listening to Dick Gregory. He been out here 30 years preaching the same sermon. So they ain't hardly gonna listen to me. But that's all right. Like I say, Miss V gonna be all right. She gonna be fine. She lived her best life, and whatever life I got left, it'll be all right. Now I done told a little thing off to just, I got to figure out how to put it back on. Oh, it came out the little loop there. I just gotta better put it back in the little loop. Okay. Um, the reason why I say we gotta stay prayed up. Exactly, Tashay. Yes, indeed. And happy holidays to you, Tashay, also. Carla says it's about to go down and not in a good way either. I don't see nothing good coming out of this at all. I didn't see nothing good about him running again. I didn't see anything good about allowing him to run. I've always said if the man can run with that many felony charges against him, let the people in the jail vote then. If you can let a felon run and become president, then let the people in the jail who are felons vote. What's the difference? A felon is a felon, ain't it? Anyway. And they're saying Diddy getting out of jail thanks to Trump. Well, I saw that too, Sting. He had said he was going to also let the people who shot up the Capitol and killed up people in there, he was going to pardon them. I think Biden ought to pardon his son before Trump gets in there. Just my opinion. If he can pardon Diddy, he's on a lot of pictures out there with Diddy. That was all going on. The Diddy saga was going on during the time of the election, which took people's mind off of what was going on and what was being said out there. I kind of think that was done on purpose too. Oh, they'll get interested in what Diddy was doing, and they won't even listen to what Trump or Kamala is saying out there. Okay? He has no black people on his cabinet. Where is that little man, that little doctor brain surgeon. He ain't gonna be on the cabinet this time. Because he had him over either education, agriculture, or something. I'm like, how's a brain surgeon gonna know anything about that? I can't with him. Uh his cabin, wait a minute. He probably got them in maid, janitor, cook, or landscape. You know, he don't deal with too many blacks. He deal with Hispanics. If you ever go into his hotels and stuff, that's who working in there. Hispanics. And they love him here in Texas. Texas is a red state and they help to put him in. But yet he's telling them he gonna deport them back if they illegal. Now Sting lives here. Miss Carolyn lives here. Miss no, who else? Somebody else lives here in the Houston area. And there's a lot of students going to U of H and other colleges around here who were born here. So they are American citizens, but their parents weren't. So their big concern when they came on the news is that they are going to be here alone because he's going to deport the family members back to Mexico. I just don't believe in breaking up families like that. If they have allowed them to come in here, leave them together. And if you're going to stop them from coming here, then you do that. But why would you go? Your wife is an immigrant. Why would you do that? A lot of things just don't make a lot of sense to me. And I just say, maybe I'm just old school and maybe I'm just ignorant and I don't have good sense. And that's why I can't see some of the things that he's doing and some of the things that he's saying. Hey, Miss Libra 4, that's what I was trying to tell mine. Go research Project 25. Exactly. It's a lot of stuff in there that is definitely not going to benefit the black man or woman or the children of the future. Not at all. Um, Cost comes directly to us. Exactly. We're going to be the ones that's going to be paying for it. Aren't we the tax-paying citizens? Aren't we the middle class? Who's always taking care of it all? The middle class have taken care of the poor and they take care of the rich because the rich don't pay the taxes they supposed to be paying. And they ain't going to pay them with him in there. They ain't got to worry about no taxes. None of them. Do Americans get GST back from the government? What is GST? Here in Canada, we get GST checks every 3 months, depending on your income. I don't know what a GST is, but I know we don't get no check every 3 months. What is GST, baby girl? Hey, Dina, how you doing? 90% of our stuff comes from overseas, pretty much. And that has changed. That started changing in the 80s. I remember when I was at Amoco, we became global. It was mid 80s when we started really trading with other countries and bringing a lot of their products in. And we also lost a lot of workers in the 80s because they took the jobs out of America and they put them in foreign places. And people were on the phone that you trying to talk to about serious stuff and they don't even speak English. You calling another country talking to somebody. I was like, Lord, have mercy. Spare me. The lines at the food banks are going to get longer. Yeah, if there's food that comes from the food bank. You know, a lot of this food coming from the food banks coming directly from the manufacturers and from the grocery stores. And it's food that they got to get rid of. So if you look at the dates on a lot of the meats and stuff, they're right ready to expire. It's like you better bring it home and cook it. It's just me, and this is just the way I think. If he didn't think enough of us during the time of COVID to try to save us during that time and to work with the people who were trying to come up with the vaccine, instead of just saying it was a hoax, I would have had more respect for him. But I lost a lot of respect because I lost my husband to COVID during that time. And so I just lost all due respect. And then the widows and the people who lost their family members got no compensation whatsoever. We got doctor bills. We had to bury him. but we didn't get a thing. You just lost your husband. And mine caught it in the hospital after an accident he had had that morning. Went into the hospital for the accident. No protocols in the hospital. So 5 days later, he's out of here. Mm. Jersey Chica. Yes, I remember I live in Northern Virginia. Okay. And welcome again to Chatting with Ms.V. I'm glad you came over tonight. I like people that are diverse and very knowledgeable on what's going on in the world. And I like to see, I put my ideas out here, but you don't have to agree with them. But I like to see what y'all are thinking and how y'all are feeling about this because I'm 70. Y'all are younger. So you have a different perspective of things or a different perspective on things than I do. Um, and they were laid off with no pay. Federal workers, yes. You know, one thing I don't know if they kept their benefits during that time. Did they even have benefits if they got sick? That I never asked that lady. Vanessa saying yes to just and crime elsewhere. Now to just to come on back and let me know what is GST. Everyone, please tap that like button. Thank you. Oh wow, Sting, that's awful. Hey, Bama, Miss V, what you still doing at home? Where I'm supposed to be, Bama? I told you I was going to get fingerprinted today. You thought they was going to put me in jail when I got fingerprinted, Bama? Don't make me laugh. I promise I'm going to be coughing. No, I walked in there at 1:30 after finding the place. There's no sign or nothing up there. So I found the place. It's in a little strip center at the back of the building. This man took appointments only. I walked in there at 1, went to the door. They were out to lunch from 12 to 1. I saw him when he pulled up and he went in there. And I waited in the car for about 15 minutes because my appointment wasn't until 1:40. Then I got up and I went in there to see. There was one man in there when I walked in there and he was finishing up with him. And he said, okay, come on. I pulled out my driver's license. He made a copy of it, put the little information in the computer and let him roll my thumb, my fingers, put them down there, roll them back and forth. He was through in about 10 minutes, sit there and took my picture. He said, you'll get your results in 3 to 5 business days, but don't count the holiday. I already knew what the deal was. I've done it before when I was at Dickinson. I had to take a fingerprinting when I went down there. So I knew what the procedure was. But is that why you think I'm still at home? You thought they was going to take me to jail from now? I told you now. I ain't got that. I might come out here and act a little bad, but ain't nothing bad about me when it comes to legal stuff. I don't like prison. I don't like jail. I don't like confinement. That won't work for me. Betty, it was so many people in the lines to get turkeys. They give them away, but charge you an arm and a leg in the store. Exactly. They gave them away here in they gave them in Dickinson, they gave them in League City, they gave them in Texas City, I know, and in Galveston. And they last year, me and Miss Diane went and we got a smoked turkey. And you talking about good. And it wasn't a small one either. This was like a 20 pound turkey. And it was so much, I gave my sister half of it. And I made gumbo with part of it. I mean, it took a lot to get rid of that turkey. It did. This year I said, let the people who need it go out there and get it. And then they gave you turkeys last year by how many people were in the car. Like if it's 4 people in the car, you got 4 turkeys. Only the great industries. How you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Listen to Lucille. Hey, Lucille, you made it over, huh? Now I got to make it over to your channel. This is a content creator I met over on Miss Loretta's page. Only the great industries. I'm not sure if you have a channel or not, or if that's your handle. But if you have a channel, let me know. Okay. My indie games. Hello, how are you this evening? I'm good. I hope you're feeling wonderfully blessed. I've been a little ill, head cold I picked up from special needs kids that I work with. On Friday, I brought in their germs from sneezing and snotting all over me. Was feeling not too good Friday, Saturday, Sunday a little bit better. And this morning I decided I got to get up. I cannot hug the big not one more day. But this too shall pass. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Wonderfully blessed and divinely guided Tuesday, November the 26th. Okay, Jersey. Great chatting. Good night, everyone. Good night to you. Come back anytime, sweetheart. Um, on down. Let me get to the bottom. They still had a slave mentality. Of course. Yes, we do too. At the present point, we get out here and we talk about each other like a damn dog. Ain't none of it true. Because we don't really know each other. You might have a bit or a piece of it that you might have stumbled up to be real. But how you gonna know? When you don't know nothing about these people, you don't live around them. That's why I say I don't even care to talk about it. That stuff is too crazy to me. We all realize now what it's all about. A nickel and a dime. Okay? We better learn how to work together. I don't think that's going to happen, Steve. Some of us will be smart enough to realize, like the ones that have been through the chat tonight, we're going to have to. Some things you're not going to be able to do alone. It's going to take you and somebody else. Even if it's just family, you're going to come together as a family and work it out where everybody going to eat and everybody going to sleep. Okay? Zuba is back. Ms.V, don't think we ever get back to normal after this, or no. I don't think it'll ever be normal as we once knew normal. Okay? There will be a new normal. But the world that we were in, perfect harmony, just flitting here, flitting there, catching a plane whenever we want to. Oh, we ain't eating out tonight. Meet me at such and such a restaurant. Ain't nothing wrong with my car, but I got the car fever. I'm just gonna run up there and get me a car. I think I've done this before. I have eaten breakfast in Baltimore and dinner in New York. I have eaten breakfast in Baltimore and lunch in Alabama, I think it was, and dinner in Vancouver. All on my Facebook. I'm going to unleash it all 2025. I've lived like that. Will I ever be able to do it again? Mm-mm. Will I ever want to do it again? No, because I lived in a different world when I was doing that. And I was a younger woman when I was doing that. Mm-hmm. But I don't ever see normal like that again. That was very normal for me to get up and do that. And wasn't working, was a housewife. I can't see a way back. Too many liars on TV and internet. You can't trust nobody no more. There ain't no loyalty in nobody no more. I have to agree with you. Sting is saying those of us who already can get along and work together going to be just fine. The other ones going to be on the outside looking in, and we're going to take care of that. That's why it's important to know who you're teaming up with. You team up with somebody who is not as smart as you are, don't have no more than you got, and you ain't got nothing, you're going to starve to death in this new world order. For real. You better team up with somebody who got a little bit of sense and can think and might have a little bit more than you where they can help you. You teaming up with somebody that's already on the ground, on the floor, outside, that's stupid to me. Are you a school teacher, Miss V? Back in the day, I'm getting ready to go back in the classroom probably about June. The new job that I have, I will be taking the teacher certification 12 weeks and then I'll go back in the classroom, but it probably won't happen until about June. But I actually started off as a school teacher. My mom was a school teacher for 38 years. Okay. Do I sound like a school teacher? I just, when I'm talking to people, I want to make sure they understand exact. We can't move until you understand it. If you don't understand it, what's the point of keep going to the next step? You're going to fail at the end. You got to take it step by step and get each step in order to do good. I don't care if my student makes a C, which is an average grade to me. I would rather let him make a C than to sit up there and not ask questions, not raise his hand, not understand, and make a F in the end, and you sit there the same amount of time that my C student did. You're going to always have kids that excel. But nowadays, they have a different program for them where they can move at their own pace. But I would rather take an average student with common sense and teach them than to have the smart ones, because I'm steady having to pressure myself to give them material that's going to challenge them. So I would rather work with the average students, and the special needs is my thing, and get them to just be able to function in the world. That's a goal of mine. Hey, Justin, you look nice, but you also look like I wouldn't want to mess with you. I am the nicest person in the world. I've never had a fight. Why do I look like that? Like you wouldn't want to mess with me. People mess with me all the time. I ignore them because I got my own thing in my head that I want to do with my life. And I can't get involved with all that he say, she say, and gossip and all that other stuff they got going on. I live my life always, but I wouldn't hurt a flea. Those in here that know me know that I'm a giver. I'm not a taker. But I can say this much, Justin. You can push me a little bit too far. If I get over in a corner and I don't see no way out, I'm coming out that corner. Best believe that. If I have to sting you, however, it doesn't matter. Ain't no fight fair. And don't think I'm going to fight you fair. But I'm coming up out of that corner. Okay? I don't care how big you are. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how strong you are. I'm going to outthink you out of that corner. And that's who I am. Welcome, Justin. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'm praying for you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Come in anytime. Ms.V, remember back in the 70s, you could only get gas on certain days? Yes, it went into the 80s too, see. I was working for Amoco at the time, and they let us go over to the Amoco in Texas City and get gas where they had the actual pumps over there. But we still could only go on certain days, but we didn't have to buy it. The only reason they did it is because they wanted us to come to work. Because the plant ran 24/7 unless they had to shut it down. When they shut it down, they lost millions a day. So it ran around the clock. Miss Sharon is saying that's true. Touche. Thank you, Miss V. Happy holidays to you as well, Queen. Come anytime, Touche. You know I love you, okay? That was a setup. Keep the attention focused on Diddy. I think so. Okay. My family works at the Trump. Work for Trump, you mean? That's good. If you pay him. Because he ain't good for paying his bills either. Okay? But that's great. What state do they work in? 'Cause I don't have no family working for him. And even when I lived in that Vegas that little short time, I only went into his hotel. He didn't have gambling in there at all. And I'm not a big gambler, but I just wanted to see the difference in his hotel and a lot of the other hotels. My sister-in-law would go in because she lived there, but she didn't go on the strip much. She went where the locals went. But I was busy trying to see the difference in the architecture of his place and the all the other hotels they had there. They say most of the president's charges will be dropped. I'm sure they will, Elaine. Now that he's in there, that was the whole purpose for getting in there. Yeah. But he's setting the precedent. And of the middle class get hit both ways. All my life. All my life, we've been getting hit both ways, and we'll always, yeah. We will have to go back to growing our own foods plus chickens and pigs. I can't do them chickens now. That wringing that neck in the yard, baby. I can remember that as a child. My grandmother had chickens in a little fence in the yard. Oh my God. And she would go out there and she would sit on that bucket and she would wring that chicken's neck and they turn the chicken loose and then he still be running around with no neck. Oh no. Then picking them feathers off. I ain't eating that. I'm not gonna do it. Uh-uh. Goods and services. Okay, tax. No, we don't get no money on no goods and services tax, baby. That's why I didn't know what it was, princess. Only thing we do is pay tax on everything. And at the end of the year, if you don't have enough deductions, like my accountant told me, the only way I'm not gonna have to pay from now on, I gotta claim a child. Ooh, child, I'm a claim. Guess I'll be paying. The stores are selling bad food. You gotta watch those expiration dates on those foods. You right, Linda. I love when you share your knowledge with us, Ms.V. I admire your wisdom. Thank you to Shay. I appreciate that. Trump only cares about Trump and Trump's family. That's it. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about his children. Because even his own family don't get along with him. You done heard Mary Trump come out here and talk about him. Mm-hmm. And there's another nephew that has come out talking about him. He is a complete fraud. He knows nothing. The people that work with him say so. Sorry about your husband. Yes. Yeah, I'm over it now. It took me a little while, but I'm over it. I've come to that realization that nothing's gonna bring him back. We got married late in life. I was his second wife, and um, it was just meant to happen. It was meant to be. Within a year, we were married. I had left Texas, moved up there with him, and we had 10 great years together, traveled the world. He had retired, but he opened up his own company, couple of companies, and his basic money was coming from construction, building buildings there in the Baltimore area. So it was the way it was supposed to be. I guess I was supposed to meet him at that point in my life where I could see the world and enjoy a husband. I had two, and I can't consider them husbands. I felt like I was wearing the pants. I was paying all the bills. They bring their money in there, throw it down, and put it in the bank. And here, you got to take care of everything. And I'm like, man, this ain't the way I wanted it. But okay. Um, I don't know if they had bad. Wait, I don't know if they had benefits, but I know they didn't get paid. It was just a thought that hit my mind. Um, Devilish Dog is in the building saying show some love and support. Smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you, Devilish Dog. Welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Herschel Walker, black retired NFL football player. He was a Trump supporter. Has been supporting pre-Trump 100%. Also, Shaquille O'Neal, he supported him. There's quite a few of them that did. But look at the money bracket they're in. You think they're going to worry about taxes? I don't think so. Miss V, I think Bama thought you were at your niece's house. Oh, in Louisiana? No, I'm calling her, Audrey. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna do that. I think that's gonna take too much out of me. I'm starting a new job on Monday, and I think I'm just gonna stay at home. I'm gonna rest through this. I don't have much of an appetite, so Thanksgiving dinner ain't about nothing. I mean, I could go over to Tasha's and eat Thanksgiving dinner, but I think I'm gonna be good here. Just getting my house cleaned up, getting my clothes together for next week. Um, You don't have to dress up. I got to go pick up my shirts because we have a shirt that we wear, and we wear jeans and tennis shoes. They provide the shirts, so I need to go pick them up. She told me she had 25 shirts for me. I said, wow, thank you. I don't have to be worried about washing 5 little shirts every week. Um, yes, ma'am. Smoked turkeys are delicious. They were so good. My nephew frying turkey this year. I've had it too, but I think I like the smoked better than the fried. My brother has fried some turkeys, and they used peanut oil to fry the turkeys in. Thank you, Miss V. And yes, I have a channel. I thought so because I met you over on Miss Loretta's, and you told me you were coming. So now I'm telling you I'm coming too. Okay? Let's see. Thank you, Lucia. And I'm down to the bottom of it. I didn't do bad. An hour and 15 minutes, and I got through it all. But hopefully, times will get better. What can I say? I don't foresee it in the near future, but hopefully before the end of his presidency, he will have made something better because he knows he's not coming back for a next time, a third time around. He will be way too old because he have to lay out for and then come back again. So this is the end of him. But hopefully he'll leave us in better shape than what it's looking like, and he's not even set at the Oval Office desk yet. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for coming in, chatting with me. Hit the like button on the way out. Like, share, and subscribe. We also have memberships available over here, and also super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. My Cash App is $ Vienna Brown if you want to contribute to the channel. In the past, everybody that contributed to the channel, the money went to take care of my special needs kids down at the school. I've asked that you not do that anymore because I will not be working with them, and the kids that I will be working for or with, everything they need is going to be provided for them. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all who did contribute in the past. Let's have a great new year, and let's stick together. Keep coming up with ideas that's going to save us money. Catch that video from this morning that we did on credit and trying to repair your own credit. And that's one of our goals over here this year, is to become debt free. So we starting it early, so that'll give us a few extra months here, well, at least one extra month. And at the end of the year, let's see how we've done. Y'all take care. Love you much, and I'll talk to you guys later.